As John said, we have worked with them twice, and the kitchen was our first project. And really the thing that got me started on the kitchen was I really wanted a gas cooktop, and it evolved into this great project. Some things that stand out for me and for us, John talked about the process that Elite uses. And for us, that was paramount. That process just gave us a lot of confidence in as we move through a really big undertaking like this. We enjoyed working with the people all along the way and felt confident as we moved along through that process. So that was key for us. We worked with Kelly Parker, our designer, the whole way through, and she was fantastic. We did this in 2017, and to be very honest, if someone were to come in and say, we'll change whatever you feel isn't working, I would say, I don't have anything that's not working. I'm still very pleased. This is a kitchen that I love to operate in. The cooktop, going for the prep sink in the island was just a great decision. It just makes working in that area so much easier and smoother in the kitchen. And some other design ideas that were just, I'm so glad I did it, and that came from Kelly, was the idea of the drawers instead of cabinets. So if you can see, you open that and there are, the dishes are in the drawer, and that just makes the organization and everything just so much easier for me. That's just another design piece that I'm so glad we did. The cabinets are the easy, they don't close. They're fantastic cabinets. The quality is fantastic. Just, I can't say enough about the workmanship on the cabinet companies that they use. So it is a kitchen that is fun to work in and easy to keep clean. And I'm so glad that we went ahead and did that project. It was great fun to be a part of moving a wall, because it's like the design shows on TV. You know, they come in and put the beam and they have demo day and everything. I will say they're very much more respectful. They don't just whack the stuff off the wall like they do on TV. And we were able to donate a great deal of our cabinetry, the previous cabinetry, and things to Habitat for Humanity for the restore. So it got a second life as well. It is controlled up here, if you can see. But because I'm not tall enough, I also have a remote. That was really cool. I had seen lots of design, shows and things like that. So you have a general idea, I did, of what I liked. But when we worked with Elite and really began to get serious, then it was the process that they use in combination. When you are moving through the selection choice, Kelly went with me to all the places, and we actually used a designer at the very beginning as well, and she helped with some of the choices. And then when you do the shopping, if you will, and selection, it's a day. I think ours might have been 2 days for the kitchen. It's a packed day, and you make all the choices, but you have help along the way. When we did the bathroom, well, I guess when we did the kitchen as well, we used Ferguson for all of the plumbing and the hardware and that sort of thing. And they have someone there, as well as Kelly, who's helping you make those choices. Another thing that was a phenomenal piece of the design process was after the cabinets, after we chose the different cabinets, and then Kelly said to me, take this two-dimensional drawing of the cabinets and decide what you want in everything. Like up here would be glasses, this is plates, this is spices. And then we created the insides to match that. But then when it was time to unpack everything after it had been packed up for the reno, I knew exactly where everything went. I had a map of where I was put. I didn't have to stand and decide that. It had been kind of decided before. That was just a great tip and made things so much easier. I will say that, and this worked out really well, we had been out of town when they did the floors. And we came back and it was great because they had restained and I mean, it was seamless. And then we somehow, there was something, oh, I know that, John, y'all send like a weekly or quarterly update on all the finances and where we are. I seem to remember that. And the floors came through a lot more expensive than I was anticipating. And I was like, whoa. And so I went back to Kelly and just asked the question, and I don't remember exactly the reason, but she came back and she said, we work with a floor company and we brought that back down. So it was a little bit of a surprise, but it wasn't a big deal. And I honestly can't remember the details. So it must not have been anything that was tragic in terms of the budget. But it was just, I think it goes to show how quickly working with Kelly. The other thing that they do is give you a project manager that is the person in charge of all the subs. And in this case, it was two guys, two different gentlemen, and they were great. They always responded. You know, if it had anything to do with design, I just texted Kelly and she came back right away. If it was a construction question, it would be Chris, and I've forgotten the other guy's name. But bottom line is they were always very receptive to any questions and got back to us as quickly as possible. And they would always, they started doing it, I think, with the kitchen, and got even more so with the bathroom, a Friday wrap up of where they were, what would be coming in the next week, what we could anticipate. So there is very good communication, and I always appreciated that. So what you can see here, as John talked about, this was where the shower was, right here. Can everybody see that? And I've since put a standalone kind of an armoire right there. We toyed with the idea of having built-in cabinetry there, but I really didn't need it. So that was the choice that we made. But I think the piece that, and if it's not too sunny, you can see with the shower. It is a huge shower, and it does have a zero entry. When we were talking with Kelly about that, it is just a great design choice. It looks good. It looks really good. It functions terrifically. There's no water, any spillage or any leakage or anything like that. Well, you know, I think that the great thing about, should you decide to move forward this way, is being able to work with a kitchen designer who can take what you have and the space that you have or might have if any changes are made, and be able to make the very most out of it. You know, I think in my case, I had ideas. I knew I wanted that gas cooktop, but the idea of squaring off the wall and doing and adding those things, that came along later, and that was more Kelly's. Her kitchen design skills were really what helped formulate all of that plan. So it was those are folks that are really skilled in making the best use of space.